Good morning. Hope that you all are doing well as you are listening to this. It is Palm Sunday, and I hope you're having a good Palm Sunday at home with your family and that you're enjoying the Lord's Day today. Today, I have to come to you with a confession, a story I don't really like telling, but here it is. So, in eighth grade, when I was a starter on the basketball team, kind of at the peak of my form, in life. We had a big game against one of our rivals, and at one point in this very close game, we had just scored a basket. We were running a full court press, and this guy tried to pass the ball over me or near me, and I just did one of those picture perfect interceptions of the ball. I mean, that flying, soaring through the air thing, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, whatever guy you like, not Shaq, he can't jump, but whoever guy you like, I'm flying through the air. I grab the ball, come down, start driving toward the basket because I have this steal, right? And this is my peak moment. I mean, not just this game, but this moment is the peak moment. I have made the steal. I am driving to the basket, and I expect to hear this cheer from the crowd. And there's a lot of noise as I'm driving toward the basket, and I start to realize in the crowd noise that there's some negativity going on. And I'm not having this because I hear some, like, people yelling, no, and, like, harsh booing sounds, and I'm like, what is happening? This is weird. We're playing at home. Everyone should be cheering me. Maybe they brought more fans than I thought. I don't know what's going on. But clearly through all that mess, though, I hear this one voice saying, you're going the wrong way. It's my coach yelling at me, you're going the wrong way. And I realize I'm about a step or two away from laying this ball in for 2 points, and I realize I am going the wrong way, and I'm about to score a point for the other team. So I very sheepishly pass the ball to our point guard and just let him do his thing, set up a play. It was a tough moment, and kind of reminds me a little bit of the disciples in this time of Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is a triumph. It's a entry into Jerusalem of the king that was prophesied in Zechariah 9:9. People were cheering because it says, Zechariah said, rejoice, daughter Zion, shout, daughter Jerusalem, see, your king is coming to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. So the disciples, all the people around are hyped. This is loud, it's crazy, it's a great time. And the disciples surely at this point thought, this is our dreams coming true. Earlier, Mark tells us in 10:35 through 45 that on their way to Jerusalem, the disciples got into an argument about once Jesus was king, who would be in the royal court on his right and his left, and who would have the best positions. So they were thinking of this dream of the king, the Messiah, overthrowing the Romans, being the political king of Jerusalem with all of the money and wealth and power and admiration and everything that would come with that. And who wouldn't want that? When we think about our plans for our lives, isn't that the kind of thing we want to think about? Is what will our job be? Who will my spouse be? What will all the great things I accomplish be like? Now, Jesus had already told them that he was going to die on a cross, and they got really confused and disappointed by all of this. And then they thought, well, maybe he is the Messiah, and he's going to be the king, but he has to die first, and then he'll be the king, and we'll still get to rule. And that's what they were thinking about. But you probably know the story. What really happened was something very different. Jesus went to Jerusalem. Jesus was executed. And on Good Friday, things were not looking so good. And then even after he was resurrected, he left them 40 days later. And what they got to do was go around and preach and share the gospel to people who didn't want to hear it, to Roman authorities who killed them, to persecution and all the things that went with that. What kind of deal is that, God? Like, how is this what we signed up for? I'm sure a lot of the disciples maybe thought by the end. I don't know. But I know this, they persevered and they kept going. And we're all here because of that. And I think it reminds me that sometimes our vision gets really in a tunnel, like me in that basketball game. where I'm very focused on what I think the goal is and what's happening, and I don't realize I'm going the wrong way. The disciples were going the wrong way. I can go the wrong way. And sometimes, like right now, our dreams are very different than we thought they were going to be in January. You guys, some of you are in very interesting positions with your school career and your sports career, and you're disappointed and you're feeling down. And it's not to say that you shouldn't. Jesus understands your hurt and that, but I think also this is a time like I was in the basketball game where sometimes through all the noise we can hear that voice telling us we're going the wrong way. And that maybe God's dreams for us are much bigger than we think they are because we're looking at it from our perspective, our small perspective on life. And God has bigger perspectives for us. And if we just turn around and realize we're going the wrong way and get back in the game the way that we should be, then we will find that joy. All the disciples saw the joy of accomplishing what they accomplished. And can anyone name the right-hand man of, I don't know, Julius Caesar or somebody? Probably not. But we know who Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, all those guys are. So sometimes it's not about our dreams, but about God has for us. And I hope that during this time where we're all struggling and we're all trying to figure out what our dreams should be, that we'll listen up, that we'll hear, if we are hearing that voice that's saying you're going the wrong way, that we'll heed it, that we'll realize God has his best intentions in mind for us. And sometimes we have to go through some dark times, but ultimately resurrection is coming. And resurrection will be here, and there will be a new day where we see, when we look back on it, where God was really working in those times. And I pray that you will be able to see that this Sunday. Thanks for listening to this. Love all of you. Can't wait to see you all again in person. We will see you all online in our online youth activities. Hopefully some of y'all can beat me at some of these games because nobody's done it yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm giving a little attitude. Anyway, love all of you guys. We will see you all soon. And thanks for listening.